Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Gray Man Prepping. It is time for it's Rain Slow Tactical Tuesday, and we're going to talk about tactics mainly tonight because tonight's topic is life's uncertainty, your succession plans. And here I am. All right, let's see. Okay, you got more people coming in. All right, so let's jump over here to the comments and say hi to everybody. All right, so we got first one in was Crew 1351, followed by Phelan Clan Wolf. They weren't in as early as they normally are. Then Geeky Gardens came in, followed immediately by Aiden Air. Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta share one of the comments here. AI medical ad, scary, yeah. All right, let's see, and Diana's in here. And that's in here for right now. So, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 making comments, including myself. But we got up here, I see 9 up here. So we got a couple lurkers. Oh, that means I need to put that back here real quick. Lurking's fine, but still, hey, say hi. All right. So tonight's topic, if you follow on Saturday, I shared this with Shadow, and he used it a couple of months ago and touched on it a bit there. I want to aim in a little more zeroed in on you guys. However, first thing right out of the bat, I am not a licensed financial advisor, although I've taken a bunch of the courses. My wife is an accountant dealing with that stuff, but she's not giving the information here. But what I will do is, one of the things I'm going to clarify is some stuff we talk about. Get a financial advisor if any of these things appeal to you, and find out. But in doing so, make sure you notice the difference of some of the stuff I'm going to talk about, and take notes on that and go to them. Hey, what about this versus this? And we're going to talk about several things. And the same thing also with insurance, and same thing with trusts and irrevocable, revocable, land, personal, family. We're going to talk about a bunch of stuff, life insurance policies, the type that you can take money out against and repay. You take money out tax-free and repay it interest-free. So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff to hang on here. Let's get back to the comments here. All right, Caitlin Strain has come in. Vanessa Kitty has come in. Canadians come in. Oh, Canadian. I ain't putting that one up. Anybody decides, right, you want to look at Canadian's comment, that's fine. I'm not putting that one up. Anyways, I'm gonna play a couple reels from some financial advisors that do this for a living, and I will talk one in particular, and I will give you his channel, and you can go check out his videos. And he also has other stuff which you can deal with as on his stuff, which is interesting. Okay, so first of all, going back to this, I picked this thing specifically. No, I mean this slide specifically because it says probate court. We tried to get my grandmother to set some stuff up. Oh, I got a will. Yeah. California probate court took over 3/4 of what she had. Fortunately, my mom and my aunt, my grandmother's only 2 daughters, learned a lesson and did living trusts and did living trusts, irrevocable. What was it? It was an S-corp, and so basically, and so the state got zip. Now, I'm not telling you to do, that's the way you have to do it, but that's what they did, and they got it set up like that. So let me go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and drop that out, and I'll put the small banner across the bottom there, and we'll go back here. All right, so life's uncertainty. You never know when your number will come up. You never know what's going to happen in your future, and you need to have a plan. And everybody here knows I talk a lot about making plans. You plan for the worst and hope for the best. Yeah. Yeah, and it goes from state to state. Whether even if you have a will, it still goes to probate court. Some states, other states, you have a will and stuff, everything out. They go, okay, they just take a quick look at it down at the courthouse, stamp it. Okay, you're good to go. You don't have to go in and do stuff because everything's already laid out. All right. So your succession plans should include how you want everything to go, to who gets what, and everything else, just like a will, plus more. And I will give some anecdotal comments on wills and stuff as we get into it here. All right. What are you trying to avoid? You're trying to avoid probate court, inheritance and tax, seizure of personal assets, seizure of inheritances. Ways to do that: wills is the most common one. Trusts, and there are several types of trusts. You can use LLCs with them, and S-corps and other things as well to mitigate the tax impact on your family. So is that a Canada thing? Because there was in California, at least, there was no tax on the personal property in the house. On the house, yes. In the house, no. So let's so you want to avoid the stuff up above by doing some of the stuff down below. Okay, come on. Okay, it's going to do that. Physical items. Some get taxed depending on the state. Houses, land property and stuff definitely gets taxed a lot. They can include money as a physical thing. So if you have a bank account with money in it, that's considered a physical item, and they tax it. Power is untaxable. When I'm talking about power or control, it's untaxable. All right. Now, if the items are owned by a trust, the trust owns the item, not me. I pass away, the trust is still in effect. It still owns the items. It's still in existence, and it just picks up a different. I just lost the name. Executor that manages the trust. So nothing in the trust gets taxed because it's, especially if it's set up through a third party establishment, when it gets established by a third party and then they go away, such as an attorney. And then it's just managed by the people, whoever the executor is named for the trust. So then everything in it is untaxable. That's what we did for my parents. They got a irrevocable third-party established trust, and when my dad got cancer, lung cancer and stuff, and he passed away, the everything, all of the savings, everything had been transferred into trusts, and the one main trust managed the checking accounts, which was in one trust. It managed the land trust where the property was in, and another trust that had the cars in it, and then overseeing the trust as the executors was an S-corp, which they had no connection to. And so when my dad passed away, they said, "Oh, you know this, that." And I go, "Where? What? How?" "Well, his property. He doesn't own any property. He was paying rent." "Oh, well, savings account. He didn't have any savings account." And so they went through. There was absolutely nothing that any of the hospital bills could do other than, hey, talk to the insurance company. You have the insurance company's stuff. You deal with the insurance company. He's gone. And so there was nothing on that. This is called the own nothing, control everything. This is the famous thing that Rockefeller did. So that Rockefeller owned nothing, but he controlled everything. Everything was held in shell company corporations and stuff that did this, that, and that, but he didn't own it because it was owned. All the companies were owned by investment trusts, and he just was an appointed trustee over the investment trust. That was one of the. That's why on all the bank accounts, their names were not on the bank accounts anymore. The bank accounts were in the individual trust name. So passed away. It's like trust is still functional, bank account's still functional, and yeah. And my mom. All right, so my dad passed away in '89. Passed away 18 years later. So, yeah. Yeah. And that's where putting the property into trust is very important. But always, like I'll say it at the beginning, I'll say it again. If you want to go down this road, get a good investment accountant and a good investment attorney that deals with all the different types, trusts and trusts, S-corps, LLCs, and different types of insurance as well. All right, so is that the last slide on this? Okay, so I'm going to change things up here. I'm going to pull back here. And I'm going to pull up where is it? There it is. All right, so this is the guy. If you're going to check on any stuff, follows this guy. This is his Facebook. Where am I going? There we go. It's Level Up Entrepreneur. He does in the short videos and stuff, and he does long videos on it. He reviews other people's things and goes, yes, no, whatever. Yes, this is exactly what, however, like on this one here, he goes, however, I would do this and this instead. And he goes through and he points things out. He gives, he talks about all the different things, and he actually does certain things where he's at shows doing, where he's at, where he's been brought in to talk to corporation people and stuff. And he has some of those videos too as well. Yeah, where he's talking at seminars and stuff. Like a couple of these here where he's at seminars talking to people. So there's one of his I want to show right now, and I'm going to have to do this a little differently here. Let me bring. This is the one I want to show. However, I got to get the sound activated again, so I got to stop sharing. I got to reshare. That gone, and put that out of the way. Okay, so share screen. Give me a second, and boom, boom. Turn on the sound. Take that up. Sounds all the way up for him. Yep. And all right, so this is short.
Rockefellers used irrevocable trust to keep the proceeds outside of the taxable estate.
Here's how to become one of the wealthiest families in America. First, set up a trust. Then buy a permanent life insurance policy. Make the trust the beneficiary so that your trust can become your family vault. Your trustees are the bank tellers that give out loans to your family when needed and charge interest until it's paid back. This will allow the family vault to support your family for generations to come without getting depleted.
I have just 3 items to add. First, what type of trust? There's irrevocable trust and revocable trust. Rockefellers used irrevocable trust to keep the proceeds outside of the taxable estate. The second is who owns the life insurance. The content creator didn't really talk about that. She just said that the trust would be the beneficiary. If you follow the Rockefellers, they actually made the trust the owner and beneficiaries. The third thing is, what do you do generation after generation? You can actually task the trustee to use life insurance proceeds to purchase future life insurance policies for each member of each future generation. This is how you create generational wealth. Rockefeller.
Okay. So did you guys get that? And I followed several of the other ones and stuff. Now, one of the things he talks about specifically when he talks about the permanent life insurance stuff, and we're going to go and drop that down and get the other thing up here. And maybe, okay. So I basically, everything dealing with this stuff for the last several years, I've been pulling out and getting the, sell house to trust with quick claim deed. And there's the Facebook reel on it. Several of those. Make trust the owner, not just the beneficiary. Custodial Roth for children and stuff. But one of the things that's important that this was one of the ones I just showed on the with Rockefeller. I put this extra in here so for you guys. You get what's called a IUL Index Universal Life Insurance Policy. Now, most insurance agents don't like to issue those because their chunk on it is small. And so you got to make sure that they do it right. And that's where having a financial attorney or a financial advisor go in and do it, make sure they do it right. With that particular type of insurance policy, say you get one for $500,000. You can go in and borrow tax-free money on it. And when you repay it, you can repay it interest-free as well. So that's, like I say, you need to get with a financial advisor that deals with this, and they can clarify it all to you. I'm just giving you general information here to go talk to someone else about it. But with that type of policy, if I'd known about that policy when I first got married, my wife and I both would have had a $500,000 policy. And when it came time for us to buy a house, boom, we would have use that for it. and instead of paying interest to the bank, we would have had no interest, and we would have just paid it off back to the insurance policy, and we'd had everything paid off right now. Everything would be owned totally and free. Now, if you want on this thing over here, starting here with money protection lawyer, it talks about, you know, giving your kids, paying your kids a job, hiring your kids, using a UCC1 lien against your assets by your LLC, protecting the whole bunch of stuff here. All this down to 1 page, 2 page, down to here. If you want, send me an email. Hang on. Send me an email asking for the green page, and I will just cut it out as a Word doc and send it to you so guys can open it up and you can view it at your own time. And you can, if you get it out of account, you can take it to them. Okay, can you explain this? And they'll watch it. You know, they may know all about it already and be able to take care of it for you. But if you want a copy of this, you know, just send me an email and ask for the green page. Yeah, all right. But they also talk about money you get from ways to do stuff for your properties and stuff, and, you know, homeschooling stuff. But they got, you know, if you want to buy a land for your family compound, which is making a big comeback, they are. You can get a USDA zero down loan, construction loans, all the different things. Get grants for your farm, for your stuff, and these are for small farms, not the big, huge, you know, 50,000 acre farms. We're talking, you know, like, you know, 10 acre, 20 acre, 50 acre farms that you can get these loans for. And if you get an LLC, you can see how to set up LLCs, best states for LLCs. I got stuff in here on that about, and a bunch of reels talking about why Wyoming is the best state for setting up LLCs. You know, I try to remember that there were 3 top ones. I believe it was Florida. Then Florida was number 3. Nevada was number 2, and Wyoming's number 1. Check with your attorney. You're like getting an attorney deals with trust LLCs and S-corps, and they can walk you through it a little bit more. But this, you know, if you get the stuff, you can get some information and be a little bit armed when you go talk to your attorney. That way, you're not walking in there totally blind. If you have young kids right now, the best thing I can say for it is to set up a 529 college plan. And even if they don't use the money to go to college, when they get to a certain age, or after 15 years, they can roll up to $35,000 into a Roth IRA. Just roll it in there. So there's a lot of things you can do to protect your family for generations to come. And if you get something like this set up for kids and stuff, even if your kids are a little bit older for some of it, you teach them to do the thing with the little kid. So unfortunately, Mr. Oh, I'm just gonna. I want to get this degree where there's no jobs in it, and then not do all the courses and wind up just getting a general ed degree, and he can't do crap with his 4-year degree. So he's working at McDonald's. But it's one of the things, you know, that the wife and I are planning out to see whether or not we're going to make some of these accounts. Let me switch this back this way here. One of these ones, or a custodial Roth IRA account for the kids. But there are some of them where they talk about putting in, what's the one who was talking about it here, is put in like $300 a month, and after 15 years, the worth of that a Roth account is over $1 million. That's just moderate, Schwab or whatever investment on that. So that's, it's I'm just want to get you guys to think about this, whether or not it's something that you want to do. Talk to someone about it. And Daniel Berry Sports Highlights in here. So if you want this information, email me, and I will, copy and paste this into an email to you, and that way you can, at your leisure, go and read some of the, watch some of these videos. One of the ones I forgot to pull off and put in here, it just is ticking me off. I got to go back and scour through to see if I can find it. They were talking about if you have a rental property and you can actually, on a rental property business for the property, you can depreciate it, but it takes 27 years to depreciate. But still, 27 years to depreciate the purchase price of that property is, good. And then you can do is, near the end of that depreciation, you sell it for what it's worth to one of your land trusts, and it's out of your hands now. The land trust now owns it, and any capital gains there is on that land trust, then is part of a retirement investment trust. So it's kind of, as it gains value, and then it can turn around and it gets up to so much value, it can go and say, oh, okay, now we're gonna keep it, we're as an investment property, we're going to set it up for as a rental as well, and then they can start redepreciating it again. Different owner. And Shady Hill Homestead is here. Okay. Crypto? No, absolutely not. Long term, every one of the ones on this list that I've seen and looked into, and some of the others I didn't even put on the list here, are all no. Crypto is not an investment. It's a gamble. They all call it a gamble. More so than the stock market. Precious metals. Each state has different different rules and regulations for precious metals and coins. Depending on your state, I think there are now 6 states that recognize collectible gold and silver coins as U.S. currency, and therefore it can't be taxed when you sell it. They can't tax it because it's currency. So, but you got to look into that one too. Find out which states have passed laws that gold and silver coins are currency, not investment. And I believe Texas is one of them, and I can't remember the other one. I know they're trying to do that here in Idaho. I'm not sure if it's passed yet or not. Yeah, stuff's gone up and down. There's a problem with silver. Silver is in such demand. It's being artificially pushed up high right now. Has been for the last. And as soon as they find another silver mine or refine a process where they can reopen the ones that were no longer profitable to run, you're going to see silver prices drop. So that's why I'm saying, if you're looking for retirement investment money and stuff, check with a financial advisor, but a good one's going to tell you, put your money elsewhere. They'll tell you, like if you invested like S&P 500 through Schwab or Ameritrade or something like that, they will tell you over 20 years, you're going to have more money at the end of it than what gold and silver will go up, because gold and silver goes up, comes down. And it's really kind of hard to do that. Once again, talk to a professional financial advisor on it, and particularly one that deals with trusts, revocable and irrevocable trusts, S-corps, and LLCs. Because the guy I was showing the video of there, he says, yeah, you have several different things at the top working together to make it all work going down. And he lists revocable trusts, irrevocable trusts, LLCs, multiple LLCs. And what's the other? Hang on, let me see what the other one says. See if I can find it here. There was one they listed particularly. I'm trying to find it here. Oh, branding and holding companies as well. A holding company will hold several LLCs and be the parent company of the LLCs and be the distributor of it. Exactly. If you're just buying a gold or silver or platinum ingot, it's taxable. Even in Texas, it's taxable. The coins, the minted coins, are what is legal tender. And Tammy Harder's in the house. So it's one of the things you need to look into it. Don't take my advice on which one to do. The only thing I want you to take my advice on is get a professional lawyer and or financial advisor. A financial lawyer, what several of these guys say, a financial lawyer is the one that deals with all of this together. They're the one, you get one of those, a good one of those, and they'll set everything up right for you. All right. Any questions about stuff that I've covered so far? Now, some of these guys that I have on this list here are retired financial advisors, and they've talked about doing the putting them quick deeding a house to one trust, and then the next year transferring it from that trust to another trust as investment property, and then you pay that trust $100 a month rent. That way, it's under a different umbrella now, and there's no direct contact between you and that one, because you sold it to this one and that one sold it to that one. But yes, there are some good ideas in here from these guys. But like I say, some of these guys only give half the story, and they'll say, all right, drop such and such and comment in there, and I'll send you more information. Some of them just, they say, go watch one of my longer videos or one of the series of videos I've done for a presentation group. So it's been paid for already. So there's, you got, some of them have it out where you can get it. Others want you to send them stuff, links and stuff, so they'll give you more information. Okay. That's the $64,000 question. If you have the wherewithal to do it yourself, that some of these guys have walked you through it, how you can do it yourself for setting up trusts and how to set up multiple trusts. You can get let me see if I can find this here. I'm going to Google something here. Cost to, I looked at it before, and my daughter and son-in-law set up an an LLC through Wyoming. At the time, it was the cheapest. In Wyoming. Okay. One of the things here I brought up here, it says get $199 bank. It said you get a bank account included for the this is a revocable living trust in Wyoming. No hidden fees. Get started. You can look that up, and that's that is Wyoming LLC Attorney is the website. There are several other ones on there you can look up and go through and check them out. All right, this one, the one here I just saw here, and I see this one here, and it's like, I think I'm not sure about that one. It says $1,500 to $5,000. Let me see, read more, just to see what it says. Come on, dang, it just jumped all over the place here. I hate it when they do that. Oh, the website is doing this is Smart Asset, and it doesn't provide legal smart blah 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 blah. It's a whole bunch of disclaimers. Yeah, so I'm not sure if their stuff is exactly right. Yeah, they're just doing general stuff and throwing numbers out there, not giving anything specific. So yeah, there's but there's some other ones out there that are quoting prices, under $500 to set it up. Oh, here's one. Total okay, from Best Wyoming Registered Agent is .com. Total Wyoming trust cost $150. So some of them are doing it. Here's another one for another $199 one. So it varies, depending who you get to do it over there and how much of the work you want to do. So yeah, but there are different ones. Do your research. Some attorneys in other states deal specifically with the attorneys in Wyoming. That's part of their network, and so if you find one of those in your state that deals with them, you find out exactly how much it costs and stuff. Certain amount of net worth to do this. Well, for us, when we're working on we're setting up multiple trusts right now. My wife is going through a financial advisor to do it because we got 3 houses, 2 of which are paid for. One is valued over $1 million in California. Yeah, we're going. We're trying to get all that set aside and set up like that. But do you know, guys, what I need? Yeah. So there are things you can do that you can do on your own. And some of these guys talk about, doing it yourself. They'll walk you through a lot of stuff to do it yourself and to avoid certain things. Some of them get the thumbs up from the reputable guys out there. Like the one guy's doing, he'll go through and he'll talk about when he goes, yes, this one is whatever his name verified. I've checked this guy. Yeah, this is what I tell people to do. And he does the same thing on. He reviews other people's things. We'll send them to him. Hey, is this for real? And he reviews it. He goes, yes, it's for real. Or no, it's like he doesn't give enough information for it to be real yet. You need more information to find out which way you're going to go. And a lot of that has to do with Is he talking about a revocable or an irrevocable trust? Is he talking about a go ahead and get rid of that. Just an LLC or an S-corp or a branding and holding company, or doing multiple things. And most of the guys I've got information on, they like to do the multiple things up above, because each one covers things a little bit differently. And by time to get all together, you got a nice package that protects your assets. If you have young relatives that are just starting out, just getting married, this is something they should be doing now. I wish someone had told us about this stuff back when my wife and I first got married. Heck, I wish someone had told me about it when I turned 21. I wish I had known about that. The permanent life insurance policy, indexed universal life. When I first got it, I would have had a totally different life insurance policy than I have now. If I didn't know about it then, I would have gotten that, and that's what I would have had through the years. And yeah, it'd be worth a lot more now. Anyways, yeah. So there's getting those to start out young. I know most of them are, oh, I'm invincible. I'm young. I'm full of vinegar. I am not going to die till I'm 99. It's like, yeah, you want to die at 99. You want to make sure you have plenty of money for your family and everybody else taken care of, especially your spouse who you love and care about. You want to make sure they're taken care of. So the big takeaway on this for you guys, check with several different financial advisors. Just go in for interview them to see what they can do for you. And but you may want, like I say, email me and I'll send you the links to all these videos, and you can review them on your own, get some feeling of the knowledge, and then go out and find yourself a good financial advisor or financial attorney that'll help you set stuff up right. So all the guys I kind of followed, none of them here in Idaho. If they were, I would have one. Two of them. I wish they were in Idaho. I would go to either one of them here and have them set stuff up for us here. But they're not here in Idaho. So, any other questions before I wrap this up? All right. Okay, let me go. I'm just going to go ahead and stop sharing because I'm not going to share that over there anymore. Tomorrow, Wednesday, I'm going to be editing my novels, and I'm going to be starting on Blood Moon Falling tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning. Well, it's morning. It's 5 minutes to noon Mountain Time, or 2 o'clock Eastern Time. I may later on, because I'm finishing up the last half chapter of The Family Compound Hunker Down, and I may cover that in the afternoon. But I'm also still trying to finish writing the last couple of chapters of those two books that I went through and did for you last week. So, all right, with that. So that'll be tomorrow. Thursday is the midnight ride at 10 p.m. Eastern. Thursday, Friday, also at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, noon Mountain Time. I'll be working on Chapter 2, Chapter 3 of Blood Moon Falling. Saturday, the editing books will start at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. Then we're going live with Shadow Scout Swede at 3 p.m. because they're not on daylight savings time yet. He's still on, so that 3 p.m. Eastern Time will be the live stream with Shadow Scout Swede. And then 8 p.m. is Survival Saturday, And this Saturday's after the event topic is after the Mississippi River Fault splits. What are your plans now? And Moon over Miami just came in. So announcements there. Sunday I'll be doing the 8 o'clock. Well, 8 my time. 10 o'clock in the morning editing. In the afternoon, I'm going to try to set up a live stream out in front here. So for a couple hours out there, you can watch me build the front garden area with a lot of compost, do some rototilling, and doing all that hard stuff that, yeah. Anyways, that's what's coming up. All right, guys. And with that, I just want to say, remember, stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps: water, food, medicine, clothing. Learn a new skill and get ready to plant your garden. It's getting hot already. Areas, we got stuff growing out here already. So, work on getting your garden in. All right. Take care, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow morning.